All right, everybody, welcome back to another video. I am your host, Click That Reacts. And so last week we did our thing with like tech, right? We was talking about the different sides, the good and the bad, the pros and the cons of tech and technology. So I think this week I wanted to kind of switch it over to a little bit something different, right? We've seen the pros and cons of technology. And so I'm thinking this week maybe we'll go ahead and check out a lot of body cam footage, right? We're gonna check out some of the pros and cons of society, right? And let's just see what's going on. And some of our more decrepit people of society. But I don't want to start it off with everybody thinking that this is just going to be all doom and gloom. Like, oh my God, it's body cam video footage. It's going to be the worst of the worst every single time. No, that's not necessarily true. I don't know if you checked out some of my past videos, but in some of my past videos, I've already showed some of the gooder sides and some of the pros of the body cam footage, police work, even the citizens that are interacting with the police officers. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get right into the video. But if you haven't already, before we get started, man, if you got the time, if you got the generosity within your heart, go ahead and get this video a like. Click that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so this way you never miss an upload from me, and especially this week because at the end of this week, man, we're gonna have a very interesting wrap up. So the format and the reason why I wanted to start formatting the video or the channel this way is because I'm thinking that even though we can give our opinions and takes on, on a day by day or a case by case basis, I think it's also interesting to see how our judgments or our critiques change after we see like a full body of work, right? So this is why I want to drop a couple of videos of a day to see if you guys can keep up with that. And then by the end of the week, if you've watched enough of the footage, now we can come out and try to make a broader, criticism or critique. And it's kind of like an investigation, right? It's kind of like an onion that we're doing here, right? We're peeling back each layer of the onion and investigating each layer individually. And then after we pull back all the layers, now we're making our final judgment on that product. Get what I'm saying? So I appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking out with me today and spending a little bit of your day with me. Now let's get into it. Now with this one, I don't know if you guys have heard, but little Miss track star sha'carri Richardson, right? She's right back in the spotlight yet again. Now, I thought this young lady just got out of jail, right, for the whole airport altercation with the domestic violence. And I had my opinions about that, but I mean, it is what it is. Domestic's domestic at the end of the day. So she just had her altercation at the airport, if you guys remember that. And then before that, she had the whole thing at the track meet where I guess she had some marijuana paraphernalia or something like that on her. And she also got in trouble for that. And she had a whole entire excuse for that. She also had a whole entire excuse for the airport incident, to why that happened. Her boyfriend did something and whatever, right? Very, very little accountability in either of those situations. But I think this video here is very interesting because it gives us um, a closer look to see if maybe has she learned anything from those two prior incidents and has she grown in any sort of way and started to learn maybe to just maybe take a little bit of accountability of her actions. So the police scanner or speed reader is up right here where you can see the word say HLD 71. And then you can also see the cop's speed barely right down in here. I'm not really sure if my picture is probably blocking it. Maybe it is. But I've already explained enough. So let's go.
You're flashing them to get out of your way, are you? Let's give you a path to get past them. See what you do. Passing a car at 101, 103, 104.
Now imagine that there. So let's break down right there. And in 40 seconds, there was so much to dissect. So it seems like maybe the cop had already had some kind of idea that something was going wrong here, that this car wanted to speed desperately because he said something in the words of you're flashing them or something like that to get past them. So he said, let's give you a lane to get past and let's see what you do. Right. So basically, the cop had clicked that and he wanted to see how they were going to react. Right. I'm sorry, y'all. Shameless plug there. Click that reacts. And then afterwards, you can see she comes dipping past. And as soon as she gets a slither of room to go, she goes. Let's continue.
County Motor 50, copy 1050. Gonna be 429 northbound at Stony Brook, Florida tag. On a gray Aston Martin, unknown occupants.
A great Aston Martin. Man, that Olympic money or that sponsorship money must be treating you good. All right, here we go. Let the interaction begin.
I would wipe that smile off your face. I'm Sergeant McDaniels with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. You're being stopped for dangerous excessive speeding.
I understand my tire.
Wow. I mean, this cop is no BS right off the way. He didn't even want any pleasantries. No, get that smile off your face right now. This is not a pleasant moment. I am not here to kiki and ha ha. All right, let's go.
At the back is like literally on 29.
So you're driving at 100. Hold on, hold on.
Okay.
You're driving at 104 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone with subpar equipment, flashing people to get out of your lights, out of your lane, following too close, using every lane to pass everybody, cutting me off, passing a car on the inside shoulder with their hazard lights on. You're going.
Hold on. We might have to take that back because I think I might have missed something there. Yeah, let's just go back before we get into it.
Flashing people to get.
Like literally on 29.
With the Orange County Sheriff's Office, you're being stopped for dangerous excessive speeding.
I understand my tire at the back is like literally on 29.
So you're driving at 100. Hold on, hold on. You're driving at 104 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone with subpar equipment, flashing people to get out of your lights, out of your lane, following too close, using every lane to pass everybody, cutting me off, passing a car on the inside shoulder with their hazard lights on. You're going to jail for.
Oh, you're going to jail. So let's get this straight here. Once again, there was a whole lot of information that was thrown around. So let's try to unpack it. So, first, she says that the reason why she was speeding is because her car shows her that one of her tires is low on air. Okay, so did that happen while you were driving or because it would show you that as soon as you get in the car and start the car. So before you even jumped on the freeway in the first place, I'm pretty sure there's usually a gas station by like every on and off ramp, right? On the freeway. So you could have stopped and maybe threw some air in the tire here really quick. But I digress. Maybe there wasn't. So you decide that it's maybe a good idea to do 104 miles an hour if you're worried that your tire something might go wrong with your tire. I mean, any logical person here would think that, if there's something wrong with my vehicle, maybe I turn my hazards lights on and maybe I go 10 to 15 miles an hour under the speed limit just in case something decides to go wrong and I lose control of my vehicle. I don't understand the logic here to where you're thinking that if your tire is low, if something's wrong with your car at all, you decide to go faster because if the worst case scenario does happen and your tire decides to pop, how do in the world, like unless you're trained by NASCAR professionals, but I don't even see them keeping control of their cars when tires pop. All right. Let's continue.
Your lane, following too close, using every lane to pass everybody, cutting me off, passing a car on the inside shoulder with their hazard lights on. You're going to jail for dangerous excessive speeding.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. My phone, I didn't even know my car was speeding.
That's why they give you a speedometer.
I totally understand. I communicate with you, sir. I really do not want to go to jail. I will be totally
Most
honest.
people don't, but you got to think about that before you do the speed. I need your license.
Yo, that is see, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to go ahead and start, do the body cam footage this week is because we want to try to peel back these people's minds, right? Let's go ahead and scalp them really quick. And when I say these people, I do not mean any race or gender, all right? I'm just talking about anybody that thinks illogical, right? Let's see if we can figure out how they connect the dots sometimes, or if these dots are even connecting at all, or if there's even a dot to connect to begin with. But she said something about her phone. I don't know what her phone really had to do with anything, but I guess maybe at that point she realized that that wasn't going to be a good excuse either, because then she just said my phone a couple of times and then she flipped over to, I didn't even know my car was speeding. Now, I do know that a lot of these cars have the self-driving things and stuff like that going on, but usually with the self-driving features of the car, the self-driving car doesn't break the speed limit, right? And it definitely doesn't just jump lane to lane to lane like that and make aggressive, passings or aggressive gestures, right? So it's interesting to see that she now shifted the blame onto the car. She tried the phone, but she knew that that wasn't going to make sense. So now she went ahead and shifted the blame over to the car. She didn't even know that the car was speeding. Interesting. The cop said, well, that's why they give you a speedometer.
Your registration and your insurance. You were speeding.
So I was, and I totally didn't know. If you look at my phone,
Oh, was that
my buttons right
accountability?
here, they jump around. My phone is sitting here and it's slid on here. I literally see it's not even in normal mode, and I see that. My apologies, sir. Please, I communicate.
The mode
with you.
has nothing to do with your gas pedal.
No, no, no.
I need your license,
Yeah, it really
your
doesn't.
registration,
I
and your
know this,
insurance.
sir. Please, sir, can you? I really want to work. Can you really work?
So that was another interesting excuse right there. So for those that don't know, a lot of the newer cars and some of the even like older cars too, maybe about 10 years back or so, they have, the different modes, right? You have sport mode, turbo mode, or whatever else, right? So she's trying to say that her phone slid the car into turbo mode, and that right there is what increased the speed. But like the officer said, the mode doesn't have anything to do with how aggressive or how hard you're pushing the gas pedal. Because even if it is in sport mode, if your pressure on the pedal did not change, the speed still would not change. But that's another attempt at an excuse. So once again, lack of accountability. And since there's nobody in the car that she can blame, or she can't blame any of the other drivers on the road, she is now shifting the blame over to her phone, into the car. All right. Imagine blaming two objects that you are supposed to be in control of. All right.
Sir, I promise you, I am a law-abiding citizen. I have my ID, my insurance is on my phone.
You're a law abiding
There was
citizen?
no intention of me speeding today. I promise you, sir.
Is this a good?
Those sound like a couple of more lies right there to me. You're a law about. I'm sorry I have to pause so much. It's a short video though, but there's just so much to unpack every time she opens her mouth. So now you're a law abiding citizen. All right. Well, what happened with that? With the whole track thing, and the marijuana, even though you knew that was against the rules, but you're law abiding, right? So if you're going to abide by the law, the Olympics or your track meets also had their own set of laws, but you did not abide by those laws. So therefore, you're not a law abiding citizen. And also with the whole entire airport incident, you know that the law is to keep your hands to yourself in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter if that's your partner or whoever the person may be. The law is to keep your hands to yourself. And you also did not follow that law. And now here you are once again when you know that the speed limit on the road is 65 miles an hour, especially if that was one of those cars with the GPS is in it, right? Usually the GPS even indicates it lets you know what the speed limit is, and some of them will even make a little noise if you go over the speed limit. Uh, so you can use the excuse that you didn't know what the speed limit was, but I'm pretty sure that you know that the speed limit was not over 100 miles an hour. So then once again, there you are, not abiding the law. But then you turn around and say that you're a law abiding citizen. All right.
Good address for you, Lake Valley
Yes,
Drive?
sir. I'm here.
All
I'm
right.
local, sir. Please work with me. I promise you.
I don't know what work with you means.
Not work with me. I understand that. I will take the ticket. I will show the
No,
court.
like I told you, you're going to
Sir,
jail.
Please don't allow me to go to. Please, sir. Please.
Listen to me.
Please, sir. I really.
It's nothing you say is going to change that.
I
You are
understand.
going to jail.
Sir, am I going to jail, Jake?
Yes.
Sir, I really was not intentionally speeding at
That's
all.
even more scary.
Sir,
that means that you're doing
please.
things unintentionally
No,
on a
sir,
task that
please,
requires
please,
all
sir,
your
please,
attention.
Sir, please, please.
Yes. And that's one of the topics that we had talked about yesterday. And this is why I kind of wanted to dive into body cam footage this week. See how the both of the weeks tie in together. Hey, I'm hoping that y'all rocking with me video by video. I know it's a lot of them, so I understand if you can't watch them all, but I digress. This is what I was talking about. So, in my opinion, one of the most dangerous people on this earth is somebody that is doing things unintentionally, right? Just straight out of stupidity and impulse, right? Those are some of the most dangerous people walking this planet. And this right here is a prime example. Here you are going 104 miles an hour on a very crowded uh, highway or freeway. And your excuse is that it's because that your tire pressure is low. So on impulse and out of stupidity, you decide to go 40 miles over the speed limit and not taking a second to think that you might not be only endangering your own lives, but you can be endangering countless other lives as well.
I'm begging you. I am
You are
begging
going to have a little bit of time to make some phone calls. You are going to jail. I am towing your car.
Please, sir, don't take me to jail. I will do
Yes.
everything.
No.
I will do everything.
You have two options.
My
Listen.
tire, sir, please. I
Listen,
can
you have two
go to jail.
options.
Please, sir.
The first option is you can either ride with me in my car.
Sir,
Damn, that's loud.
Sir,
The
I
second
am
option
begging
is you are going to go to jail in a cage car.
No,
Which do you
sir,
prefer?
I promise you, I don't want to go to jail. I'm right here. I have a team here. I have a coach, everything, sir. I was not intentionally doing anything, and I am.
You're not
sorry.
listening. You're repeating yourself and not listening.
I am
Nothing
listening.
you
I
say is
wanna go
going to
with you,
change.
sir. Sir, I want to.
All right, so make some phone calls. Let
Sorry,
people know that you're going to have a $500 bond.
Oh, $500 bond. She doing all that begging and pleading over a $500
Did you know there's a new
bond.
AI tool that allows you to create AI-generated YouTube thumbnails by just pasting a YouTube?
She'll be all right. But that was today's video, guys. Let's go ahead and unpack the end of that here really quick. I mean, she's sitting here begging and pleading, begging him not to take her to jail. Once again, he's just doing his job. There's not a whole lot he can do about that in that situation, right? It's not like he can just say, "Well, I'm gonna grab my body cam and my dash cam and delete this footage," and just let you go. So still not taking accountability. Not once did she say, you know what? Yes, I'm late or I'm in a rush. I'm in a hurry, and I'm doing over the speed limit. Hey, I get it. No, now it's almost as if she's in a way shifting the blame over to the police officer because it now turns into a you don't have to take me to jail because I'm begging you not to. So please don't. So even if you do, I'm now being so nice and so cordial. Now it's your fault that I'm ended up in jail because you didn't have to in the first place. I told you it was my car. I told you it was my phone. I told you it was my tire. And here I am being overly nice, and yet you still take me to jail. So now this is your fault. Right. So if she's going to miss practice or whatever else that she's about to miss, that she was probably on her way or rushing towards, she's now going to call the coach, call the team. Hey, guys, it wasn't my fault. It was this a-hole of a police officer who didn't have to take me to jail in the first place. Yeah, I was doing a little bit over the speed limit, but I tried to tell him it was for these reasons, and he still didn't want to listen to me. So it's not really my fault that I mispracticed today. Still not taking accountability that, you left the house late, you overslept, maybe you was up all night. You didn't factor in, traffic and street lights or whatever else. So maybe you just left the house too late. Not going to take accountability for any of your actions that caused you or maybe caused you to speed in the first place because it was your prior actions before the speeding took place that caused you to speed in the first place. It's very interesting to see that we're here now in the stupidity era and the lack of accountability era. And what I'm really hoping to get to the bottom of by the end of this week is that is this purposely or purposeful lack of accountability, or is this just stupidity, lack of accountability? Like they just can't understand why they're accountable. But anyway, guys, that was today's video, man. I really hope y'all enjoyed that one. I hope that gave y'all something to think about. And it was quite funny too, as well. Right. I like to start off the week with a little bit of humor to try to help us get through this long stretch of week because I know we all going through it day after day. And life ain't easy, but at least we could try to smile our way through it, right? So if you guys enjoyed today's video, man, please go ahead and click that like button. Click that share button, man. Share it with a friend. Don't forget to click that subscribe button and turn on your notification bells. I am your host as always. Click that reacts. And at the end of the day, man, what do I actually know? I just present you guys with the facts, with the video, and let you come to your own conclusions. I appreciate y'all for spending a little bit of y'all day with me. And I'll be seeing y'all in the next one.